Before I started hormones, I thought I knew what to expect. More feminine features, emotional changes, smoother skin, that kind of thing. And some of that was true. But there were a lot of things I didn't know. I didn't fully understand. So today, I want to share what I wish someone had told me before I started HRT. So let's start with the big one, fertility. Estrogen and testosterone blockers can affect your ability to have children. And the longer you're on them, the more likely it is that you might not be able to have biological kids in the future. Now, for some people, that's not a big deal. But for others, and I include myself here, it's something you need to seriously think about before you start. If having kids someday might matter to you, freeze your sperm. It's not always cheap or easy, but it gives you that option. And if not, just know that adoption, fostering, or being a parent in other ways is still possible. But don't go into HRT thinking it's temporary or reversible. For most of us, it changes things permanently. One of the biggest surprises for me was how much hormones affected my emotions. In some ways, it was beautiful. I became more thoughtful, more caring. Things touched me more deeply. I found myself crying during films or music, something that never used to happen. But it's not all sunshine. You can also feel too emotional sometimes. Mood swings, sensitivity, feeling overwhelmed. If you already struggle with depression or anxiety, HRT might intensify that, especially at the start. That's why having support around you, friends, community, or a doctor, is so important. This stuff is powerful. It's real, and it affects your whole self, not just your body. Estrogen is a strong hormone. It's not something you just take for fun or because you want to look cute. This is serious medication that changes your body long term. It's not like trying it for a bit and then going back to how things were. Some of those changes won't reverse, even if you stop. So before you start, really understand what you're putting into your body, what it does, what the risks are, and don't just jump into it because you're in a rush to see changes. When I started, I thought more estrogen, faster results. But that's not how it works. In fact, taking too much too soon can be dangerous. It increases the risks of blood clots, and it can mess with your health, especially as you get older. What I learned is take your time. You will see changes, just gradually. And you might also need testosterone blockers at first to help the estrogen work. better. But trust the process. Go slow. Be safe. Hormones don't work in isolation. You need to look after your whole body. That means getting enough sleep, eating properly, and yes, taking vitamins. Things like calcium, vitamin D, and iron can especially be important. Your doctor should check your blood levels, but don't forget, this stuff matters. You don't have to be perfect, but don't ignore your health just because you're focused on transitioning. This might sound small, but I wish someone had told me how weak I'd start to feel. Not in a bad way, just different. I lost a lot of muscle mass. Lifting things became harder, carrying suitcases, pushing things, even just physical work in general. That's something to think about, especially if you're used to being quite strong. You'll still be capable, of course, but you'll notice a difference. And yes, this is why the whole trans women are dominating sport argument doesn't hold up. Because hormones absolutely affect your strength and stamina over time. One more thing, people will start to notice. Your skin changes. Your voice might change slightly. Your face will soften. Eventually, you won't be able to hide it unless you're actively trying to. So make sure you're emotionally ready for that. If you haven't come out yet, think carefully about your timing, who you trust, who you want to talk to first. Transitioning isn't something you can keep a secret forever, and that's okay. But be ready for that moment in your own time. This one's harder to explain, but when I started being seen as a woman in public, something else shifted. It wasn't just how I looked, it was how people treated me. Men interrupted me more. I felt like my voice wasn't taken as seriously. I don't say that to scare you, it's just something I noticed. And I think a lot of trans women do. There's a different set of rules, spoken and unspoken, that you start to feel. You don't need to change who you are, just be aware of it, and stay strong in your identity, even when the world acts like it doesn't quite see you the way you want. If I could sum it all up, HRT is amazing, life-changing, liberating. But it's also serious, emotional, and sometimes unpredictable. Before you start, take the time to learn, to plan, and to understand what you're stepping into. You can do this. Just do it for the right reasons, and do it with care. And if you've got questions or your own story to share, I'm here. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. It really helps the channel. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. That way, you'll never miss a video. Thank you, and I will see you again in the next video.